How's it going, everyone? It's Coach Frankie Martinez. Today we're going to talk about letting the ball run to our non-dominant side. So we talked about the hammer, so I'm a right-handed thrower, so the ball will be going to my left side. We have to allow the ball to do some work for us, okay? So if we're constantly trying to work the ball, one thing that I commonly see in a lot of throwers is upper bodies will be tight and will make it very, very mechanical, okay? The hammer is more of a fluid motion. It's not all muscle. You can think about all muscle at the shopper possibly, but even then you have some relaxation. So some key words to remember for the left side running is a relaxed acceleration, okay? So here are the common mistakes talking about the left side running that I see is a tug with the left, and now we're dragging the ball. So if we're constantly working the hammer, the left side, so I'm a right-handed thrower, the left side for me equals to someone trying to work a bike uphill. So this side, which is the descent phase in the hammer, is a bike going downhill, and this is where I like to think I'm pedaling downhill. So this is where I'm actually applying a little bit of force downhill. Now past my zero, so that's about my midpoint, onto my left side, this is if I'm going to pedal my bike uphill. Can you do it? Yes, but it's extremely hard, and you're actually fighting the hammer and actually changing the timing of the hammer, okay? So if you swing here, then the left side would be a follow through, okay? Other sports, so we talk about hammer, we just think about just this one thing, this one event, but this also is the same thing you see in a swing in baseball or softball or a swing in golf. So if you think about golf, the ball's in the middle, you're gonna swing, and then past that point, you just let the club kind of follow through. Same thing in baseball, ball's in front of you, you swing, and then after that point, you make contact, and then you follow through with the ball, with the bat. Okay. So think about how other sports would do, the movement. Now we can transfer it over to the hammer. The hammer the same exact way. If you theoretically think about it, you're hitting a ball right down the middle of your belly button. So this is the zero. This is roughly where you're going to hit the ball every single time. So you have to let the left side run. Okay. You don't want to keep continuously applying. So if we're doing a baseball, if we're doing a baseball or golf, let's say talk about baseball, if we're continuously adding power, we'd be swinging all the way around, okay? We don't want to think about swinging all the way around and staying stiff. We want to have maximum power, maximum effort meet up into the midpoint or the zero, okay? So this is my midpoint, this is my zero, this is also my low point in my hammer, okay? So this is the reason why I think about swinging or applying power down, and then after that, the left side just to carry me over, okay? So if I do this correctly, then I should land roughly here, right behind me at my high point, and it should be more of I'm just kind of like landing into it rather than I'm bypassing and blowing past it, okay? So I'm just gonna think about swinging on my right, and I should land into my catch without going over, okay? So I'm gonna swing on my right, watch for my max acceleration at my low point. So again, I'm smacking my right side, ending my acceleration roughly around here, and my left side, I'm stopping the going downhill with the bike or downhill with the hammer, and this should just carry me over into my catch, okay? So let's see if I can do this correctly. Relax up top, all my power, my work is happening on here, and then over here on my left, I should just letting it carry me over into my catch, okay? So here's the example again. So work on my right, swing. Okay, do one more time. Okay. So roughly this is where your catch would be. So if we're winding, you try and catch the ball back as far as possible, right? So this would be I'm catching, this is a regular turn. And in a wind, this would be the same thing. Over here, I'm trying to work. So since I'm catching here, it would be the same concept. I'm working downhill, letting the left side just kind of carry me around, okay? So this would be a repetition for the 3 turns or the 4 turns that you're doing. You're applying all the power from the catch So here, I'm gonna do it towards you guys. I caught the ball here, and then I'm working down, left side, and just carry me over. Okay? One of the biggest mistakes that I see in the hammer is applying all that power on my left side only, okay? The acceleration happens on my right, not on my left. If you accelerate on the left side, the common mistakes are this right here. I'm going left only, and I'm blowing my leg out here. So it's nice, like almost like an L shape. You're tilting your axis of rotation if you're on your left side, okay? You want to keep that left side down and allow that ball to grow. If you are coming off of that orbit, since you're rotating here, not here, you're tilting your axis of rotation, and now the ball can't grow to its left. And I'm also dumping into the throw, okay? So here's an example of both, just so you can kind of compare it. So I'm going to ride it out to the left and stay down on my left. Again, working on my right side, not my left. Right, then left, staying down, okay? So now if I come off of it, and I'm not letting that left side come down, or out, I should say, then I'm going to come off of that axis of rotation. So this is me trying to apply my power on the left and do it incorrectly. I hope you guys can kind of see the difference between both of them, okay? So right side not doing anything, left side, okay? So two things, it was really fast, I couldn't control it, and it was tilting my axis of rotation, and it made me ultimately like dump really hard or step really hard when I was catching the ball, okay? Which is also really hard to do a second or third or fourth revolution if you're dumping all your weight forward, okay? So, why is it important? So that you let the ball run left or your non-dominant side run relaxed, so that the hammer is increasing radius, and so that you're also timing up the hammer correctly, okay? If you're just constantly adding power on the left side, which is my non-dominant side, you start to tilt off the axis of rotation. It changes your timing to a drag or a dump, okay? And it's not a natural movement. It's not a relaxed acceleration. Here, it's just a super aggressive power only, and you never allow the hammer to have its time working by itself, okay? I relay the hammer, or talk about the hammer a lot like a relationship, okay? So like boyfriend, girlfriend, 50%, this is your time to shine. You do whatever you want to do, which is, work on your 50%, and their 50%, you have to allow them to run free and kind of do what they need to do so that it's a 50-50 split, more or less, and you can have a healthy relationship with your hammer. So that's kind of how it's gonna work. 50% you work, and then at about 50, around the 50 line, you wanna allow the hammer to do its job, and all you're doing is just maintaining those tracks. So what I mean by tracks is my feet, and just maintaining that ball and just letting it just do its thing as long as your feet are grounded. They're really hard heel. Okay? So that's the importance of the left side. But make sure you guys are following me on my social media. So at YouTube at Frankie Martinez Throws, and on Instagram at Coach Frankie Martinez. Make sure you guys are commenting anything in the future you guys might want to see. I have a lot of videos already regarding swimming conditioning stuff, a lot of the throw stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. Thank you guys.